Hi guys.
Hello.
So we've decided to come back into the studio, aka spare bedroom, and give the Eco Pour a try.
Yeah. Oh, I love this store. It's my new obsession.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's so addictive. It's
You
great
don't
to be
need-
messy
Yeah.
like us as well.
You don't need PPE or anything.
Yeah, and
do
it's like you
Brilliant.
get it anywhere. It's dead easy to wipe up and everything. So we're gonna have a little play around. Something very, very simple, but just have a play. So we've got the 7 kg kit. So obviously you get your fluid activator and your powder, and that's the biggest kit size we've got currently. So I'm just going to show you now just how to mix it. If you haven't tried this already,
It's dead easy to use, isn't it?
And so I'm just going to take, obviously got the body kit. That's great to use with this, and you can reuse it again. So
This is the mathematical.
This is where you've got to, So I'm just going to use what I've done already is we've got our mould that this comes in the Eco Pour kit. We've got a kit available that you can get the moulds with as well. And I've just already added some of our bronzite glitter because it's got obviously the different glitter sizes, which will be quite nice. So we've got our pot, and I'm just going to add in the activator first. So I'm going to add in, so it's 2.5 parts powder to 1 part activator. So that's the kind of mix up. But I'm just going to, first of all, so I'm going to put 50 grams in.
Can you pour the other way, love? Because we can't see.
Oh yeah, sorry. Now, the first point that's good to make about this is it's not really like resin where you've got to be really, really bob on with your measurements, because obviously if it's not, resin can be affected in its cure. You know, the more accurate you are, the better. But with this, you know, do your best, obviously within reason, but you don't have to be really. It's not going to not cure if you don't.
Yeah.
And sometimes as well that if you want it to be a bit more fluid and nice and flowing easy, you can add a bit more activator to it, or if you want it to be a thicker consistency, you can add more powder. It's not as rigid in its measurements.
Yeah, it's not as scary to use as
I've gone over there.
Someone who begins as a beginner, it's great. Even a resin art beginner, when you think about it, because it just gives you an idea of mixing and pouring.
But it's not as you've got to be. So I mean, we'll test it out, because I was aiming for 50, but I've gone over there and put 59 in. So let's just see what happens at the end. So it's nice to just test that out and show that it's not as, you don't have to be as. You can even test out how thick or thin you like it to be.
Right.
So now, so if I was supposed to put 50 in, so I'm going to go for, so it's 2.5 parts powder, so we're after 125 grams now. So let's just zero that off. Now, so once you get this powder in, then you need to start mixing, because you get a 20-minute working time, but we'll show you, like, you know, what can happen if it does go a little bit thick on you. So
God, you get loads with a 7 kg, don't you?
So let's just get that in.
Great.
I want it to go up to 125. A bit more. Right, I've gone slightly over there again, so let's just stick with that though. So then I'm going to put, so you can see it's starting to bubble a little bit now. So now I'm going to add in.
Hang on, let's show. Oops,
not yet. This is our amethyst. This is our amethyst pigment. So again, I'm going to put quite a bit, quite a bit in at first, because obviously with it being a creamy consistency colour anyway, you need quite a bit of colour to get it into a deeper colours. We don't need that anymore. Now, just as I'm mixing this, so I'm going to start mixing it in. Now, obviously you just need all the powder to have dispersed within the mix. So making sure that you've got any of the lumps out.
You know what it reminds me of? Cake making.
It's like pancake batter, I think.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, that's
Show us what it looks like.
See it?
Yeah.
So I've had quite a bit of amethyst in there, so you can add more in now. You could have added less and just added more in later. And you can add in your colourant into the activator first. Probably better if you've got liquid colourants like dyes, or, you know, our dyes that we've got, or acrylic paints.
The resin dyes work well in this.
So that can go into the activator first, or you can, because we were using a pigment powder, I just added it to the powder at the end because it's a powder anyway, but you can be a bit freer with that as well. Add it into the activator and then the powder, or add your colourants at the end if you're doing marble effects.
I got a good question from a lady yesterday. Has it got a shelf life? And it hasn't, has it?
No.
Which is fantastic.
That's another good, and it's heat resistant to 125 degrees C. And so once you've got it all mixed in, you're going to get about 20 minutes working time. But if you find that when you're working, it goes a bit thick on you, what's great about it is you just go back in, give it another mix and it loosens it back up again.
Right.
So that gets you full working time.
And could you add more activator if you wanted?
Yeah, say it was really, because we've just shown that I wasn't accurate with my measurements.
Yeah.
So we'll test out now whether this cures. So yeah, if you want it to be quite runny like this, then add less powder and just a bit more activator.
Right.
You've got it. It's not light resin basically.
No,
within reason, but it doesn't have to be that accurate.
And the working time with it being 20 minutes, you've done the glitter detail before you started.
Yeah,
mixing.
I've just added the bronzite in already. So I'm just checking now. There's no lumps. That's all you're looking for already. So it is like it. It's like working with pancake batter. So much fun.
Oh, you're making me hungry now. Pancakes with lots of butter.
Yeah. So let's hope I've poured enough here as well to fill this. But
and you're making a soap dish.
Yeah, little drinking tray, and then it's going to be touch dry in around 20 to 40 minutes, and then you can unmold. That's another great thing about this as well. If you're impatient, you can unmold it in 1 to 2 hours.
Yes.
So in 1 to 2 hours time, you can.
Which we'll show you.
Yeah, have a look what it's like. So I think that might be mixed enough now.
If you want to try this, guys, by the way, don't forget we've got the Christmas sale on at the minute for 25% off. So use the word Christmas. And if you're a newsletter subscriber, which we definitely recommend you being, because we're going to be in the new year and ongoing, we're going to be sending loads of cheeky deals out. So make sure you subscribe. If you are already subscribed, check your inbox.
Yep, so let's have a little go at pouring this in now. I hope I've done enough there.
Ooh.
So you can see that, mate.
Yeah, we can see. Well, you're covering it slightly with the pot. That's it. That's better.
Please have done enough.
You can scrape it out, can't you? Totally eco-friendly as well, which is why it's another good reason to use it. I think you've just done it.
Slightly more would have been better, wouldn't it? I just have a little it's going into that gap now.
Yeah.
So, oops, right. Then just make sure that the way to get the bubbles out of this then is just to give it a bit of a tap. Make sure you're obviously on a flat surface.
And you can be quite rough with it as well,
Yeah.
can't you? You don't have to be dead gentle with it.
So just give it a bit of a... And if you can sand it after 2 hours once you've moulded it as well. So I could have possibly got a bit more in that, but we'll just see how it comes out. Maybe should have mixed a bit more.
Can you pop the bubbles with like a cocktail stick or
You
something?
could do, yeah, which is wish I'd had one with me. But yeah, if you just keep playing, look, see if you tap in it now, you just see that they're popping. But if you do get one that you've got to get out, yeah, you could just go in there and get rid of it. It's got quite a deepish colour, that, so obviously, yeah.
Yeah, you've done quite well to get the purpley colour, because it's it's being cream.
Yeah, that's what you've got to remember, that when you're adding your colourants in, that you might want to bear in mind that with it already being like a cream, white cream colour, you need a bit more.
Did you just literally put the glitter onto the mould?
Yeah,
Nothing else?
just added it on and then just moved it across.
Right.
For it to cure over, so we'll see how that comes out.
Fab. See you in a bit, guys, for the demoulding.
Bye.
Bye. We're back and it's unmoulding time. Laura is so excited. She's been checking it every 5 minutes, but it's been 2 hours now.
This is 2 hours later, but it was touch dry. It was about 40 minutes. But yeah, we've left it for the 2 hours.
Right, over to you.
Yes, so we'll have a look at what it looks like, hopefully. So, to a little mould.
Oh my wow.
So that was the bronzite glitter. And yeah, so just to show me, if you watched it, obviously if you've been watching the video that we did of the process, that it was I wasn't absolutely accurate with the measurements of the activator and the powder, but that just shows that still cured just the same. So you don't need to be completely accurate with both of them. If you want it a bit runny, you can be. Thicker, you can.
The bronzite looks lovely.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. It looks lovely, that. So how would you say we wanted to use that now as a soap dish? Would you just literally put varnish on?
Yeah, you can do, because if you seal it, it just protects it from staining and from penetration from the water, so it might be best to do that. And then, and obviously if you wanted to sand it for any reason, you'd have to wait 2 hours after unmoulding to sand it.
Christmas present for Mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We send Mum all of our stuff and she has to keep them as well. So that's that. And then, so just to show that it does cure, even though it wasn't accurate. And then obviously with the bits that you've poured here on the stirrer, just make sure that you keep them, because obviously you can take them off. And then any bits that you do take off, keep them all, because you can use that for when you're, if you're making like the cracks for the terrazzo effect, yeah. So just break up any bits that you take out of there. You can get them all out and then just give that a bit of a clean with soapy water or a wipe, and that's ready to go again. And then these bits you just break up and just keep them, because obviously you can use them when you've got all the colours for another pour.
Perfect. There you are.
Terrazzo effect. So
hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.